Out here laying some hay. It's a Kubota M5-111, and then that's just a Vermeer 7030 disc mower. Pretty decent stuff. Mostly Indian grass. That's a native. It's a warm season grass. You could consider this, I don't know if your term is rank, because it's winter seed, so it's not the highest quality, but in my opinion it's better than feeding snow. So some feed's better than none. It's got a little bit of I may butcher it, but Sericea lespedeza in it. It's considered a weed. Goats like it, cows don't. They can take over a place really quick. In fact, a place I got my cows on, it's got it pretty bad. Got some foxtail, a little bit of fescue, not much orchard, a couple other weeds, but for the most part, pretty good stuff. Laid that down a couple nights ago. I'm going to ted it today after I get this done. It's a pretty smooth field. I've been going about 7.8 miles per hour, but just going a little bit slower right now while I'm taking a video. But yeah, see, I mean, it's got a few weird weeds in it. I don't know what those are. I'll have to look it up in a book. But yeah, not bad for a second cutting though. But hopefully I'll ted it after I get done cutting, and then I'm gonna probably, hopefully, bale this stuff that I already have down, because it's pretty dry. Just the underneath, it got rained on, so it's been laying. But hopefully I'll be able to rake that tomorrow and I'll bale it up. I got probably like half the field done. It's a mile long field, so it takes a little bit of time to go around with just one tractor, but being able to go 7.5, I guess a little bit more than 7.5, but almost 8 miles an hour, make up some pretty good ground. I think our disc mower is like a 9-foot cut. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. It's been a pretty good disc mower for us. We used to have a 70-60, and it pulled it just fine. I mean, definitely not as good as the M5 does, but not bad for a 70-horse tractor. Okay, I cranked it up to about 7.8. Still cuts pretty good. This is probably the roughest part in the field too, so not too bad. Oh, dadgum, that was a good one. I'll probably just do a little bit of a time lapse going around or something, or I probably won't, tell you the truth. So may catch back up when I'm tedding some hay later today, and then probably pick up tomorrow and while I'm raking, and we'll take some videos of baling. We got a 459E John Deere net wrap baler. I've noticed there's not a lot of videos on those on YouTube, so that'll be a good good little video to take, maybe a little review of it. So yeah. So one thing I'm going to try to talk about on this channel is, so I'm from Missouri, of course, from the, you know, the name of the channel, but so I just went to a intensive grazing school, and it's so I can apply for this EQIP program. I'm not sure about other states. You just have to talk to like your county soil and water people and see what kind of deals you guys got. But so with our EQIP, there's a couple of different deals you can do. I'm going after, so I got 60 acres, and it's basically nothing but fields. But there's no cross fences, so my cows, they got free range of the whole place. I got 2 ponds, 2 automatic waterers, but the 2 automatic waterers were put in before I bought it, and they're basically right next to each other, so kind of defeats the purpose of putting in water like that. So The purpose of intensive grazing is you can get more out of your fields with that grazing practice. It's like a rotation. You just divide your place up. They say they don't want no less than, I think, 8 paddocks, and so each one will have a water source, which they pay for everything, just not the labor part of it, which is no big deal for me because I'll do it. So it ain't gonna cost me much. But so they'll pay for cross fencing, automatic waters, the water lines. I think they work on you if your well's not big enough to pump, because I think they want 15 gallons a minute or something like that. I think that's what they want. But anyways, so they'll work with you, and it's kind of a tax funded thing, so I mean, might as well take advantage of it. You pay taxes, so might as well get some drawback from it. But it's a pretty cool program. They help a lot. They teach you a lot too about it, and so I'll hopefully, I'm applying for it. Hopefully I'll get it, and if so, there'll be a lot of videos on that. It's a pretty good deal. If it works out good, we probably won't be cutting as much hay, just because the simple fact, just how it's set up, you can have a winter stockpile. You won't have to cut as much hay. I mean, I probably won't ever not have to cut hay, but it'll sure get it a lot lower. So it's supposed to help you out a bunch, but I think it'll be a good deal. My dad applied for it, but he did not get it. I think it goes off of like a checklist of, like, if you, so they'll pay you so much an acre for woods you don't use, and stuff like that. And the more stuff you have on like what they like to see, the higher up you are on the list. So for me, on my place, I don't have a whole lot of woods. It's probably, oh, I don't know, 5 acres, maybe, probably not even 5, to tell you the truth. And my biggest problem is I don't have a whole lot of shade on my place. So that's gonna be interesting, trying to get that squared away. But with the different paddocks, you may have to, I don't know, just have to see. Just have to draw it out and have a bunch of ideas. But I know one thing, I want an alleyway down the whole, ooh, man, that's rough, down the center of my place. So then, I mean, wherever your cows are, and if you want to work them, you can run them in that alleyway and straight up to the working pens, which I don't have any working pens right now. We just use panels, and we bring the squeeze chute over whenever we're doing it. But so, I mean, that's another project too I'd like to show you guys too, is building a working pen. By no means am I an expert at it, but I think I got a pretty good design that'll work out. I kind of honestly just looked it up on Google, just different layouts to see, just get ideas, and I've just kind of been taking ideas from each picture and just kind of putting it all together. And so for me though, with only owning 60 acres there, I don't need a big working system, just because the fact is that there's not ever going to be a large volume of cows over there. So I don't need a big one, so that helps out, because the price of pipe right now is through the roof, and so I got a budget for that. Start saving up for pipe, because I think 2 7/8 oil pipe right now is like a little over $100 a joint, which a joint is about, I want to say a joint is 31.5 average. So pretty pricey, but I don't really want to do it any other way than having pipe. I know some people get pretty creative with theirs, but I just like to do it once and be done with it, not have to worry about it for a long time. just do it right the first time. So that should be it. If I think of something else, I'll tell you guys. But yeah, so hopefully the equip program's coming. My wife's father, my father-in-law, he did it on his place back in, what did he say? I want to say like 2008 or something, or somewhere there. He loves it. I like the idea of it. That's why I'm doing it. And it, I mean, it's free. I mean, it's basically free. I mean, you're paying taxes, so it's not really free. It's never free, but nothing's ever free. That's the truth. But it's low cost, I guess is the right word. I don't know, but should be a good deal. I look at it as if I don't apply, somebody else is gonna get it that's already allocated for that. So if you have the opportunity, you might as well apply and try to get in. The grazing school I had to take, it was through the MU extension office, which no, well, I think they just put it on. I think it was through the our county soil and water deal, but it was only $150, and then it was $30 if you brought a second person, but you guys shared supplies. You got a grazing stick, and so it's pretty cool. You can calculate how much forage you have, and you can really dial it in pretty close if you're good at math to how many grazing days you have on this pasture. And they give you books and stuff and lots of good information. I mean, honestly, I'd probably just go to it even if I wasn't interested in the equip program, or there's a few others, but I don't really remember the names of them. I want to say one's like NMD or something, and there's a couple other ones. There's ones with the state, one's federal. Of course, different rules and deals with theirs, but there is a contract that you have to keep it up and maintain it for so long. I want to say it's 10 years is what they're saying, which for me, it really don't bother me, because I mean, honestly, I'll keep it. I've thought about it for quite a while, and I'm pretty sold on it. I think it's a good deal. You may not, but I don't know. It should be a good deal. Well, we just finished laying the hay down. So now I'm gonna go and hook the disc mower, hook up the tedder, come up here. I'm gonna start with the stuff that I cut first. I'm gonna go on the outside, work my way in, and then ted all this greener stuff, get it, you know, spaced out, more air through it, dry out quicker. So that's the plan, and I think I got out and looked at the hay that I cut before, and it looks like I think it'll be ready by tomorrow. I'll rake it and bale it, video that too. I don't know if it's going to be the same video as this one or a different one. I guess it just depends on how long it is. So we're going to go and hook the disc mower, and then hook up the tedder and start tedding. Okay, so now we're tedding. For the people that don't know what a tedder is, that's a tedder. Ours is a 4-basket, so I'll do 2 rows that we cut with the disc mower. There you can kind of see it just fluffs it up, spreads it out. This is all clumped up, you know, a bunch of laid on top of each other. So it just throws it up and lets air get in there, brings up some of the wetter stuff. For us, a tedder is the only way to go. It speeds it up. Yeah, you use a little bit more diesel, and you're putting hours on the tractor that you could save if you didn't ted. But for us, especially in the springtime, fighting rain, and so if it's warm out, we can lay it down, ted it the next day, rake and bale the next day. So it speeds it up for us. If we did, when we first started out cutting hay, we didn't have a tedder, and so we just made things work without one. But I mean, you'd have to leave the hay lay on the ground for a week before you could bale it, and even then, the thicker stuff, when you turn it over, there's still a little bit of wet stuff in there. So with this tedder, I mean, it gets everything dry, so that's good for us, because we don't have a silage addition baler or nothing. So works a lot better when everything's dry. So I think I'm gonna ted the drier stuff, and then probably come back in a little bit and ted the rest of it. Got a few things I gotta do, or I would just ted it. Doesn't hurt nothing. Yeah, so